Yes, sir. Y'all know what time it is. Back again with another episode of the We Here Now podcast, episode number 21. I'm your host, MarioTheCameraMan, Mario Sosa, Big Sosa, Little Sosa, Real, whatever you like to call me, as long as you like, comment, and subscribe. And let's get right into it. Back again with another episode. Thank you guys all for joining. If you're a recurring guest, shout out to you for tuning back in. If this is your first time here, hopefully I give you enough content and entertainment or something that you like to view to make you come back for another episode. But like we like to start off every week, we like to start off a little recap. You know what I mean? This is the We Here Now podcast. My name isn't in the podcast, but this is a podcast that's solely about things that affect me or anything that catches my eye to really talk about it. So that's how we're going to be starting with my week/weekend recap. But before we get started, we I need to take a big swig today because I know it's a lot of times. So I'll be on here and I'll be drinking my special juice for the new viewers. There's some Super Mario fluid. Don't worry about what it is. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna talk about it. Once them ads and the money through, then we can talk about it. But like I was saying, usually I don't really drink that much when I be on the podcast. I be too worried about obviously keeping the conversation going. That sometimes I forget to, sip my drink. It's so many times when I finish the podcast and I got like half of my drink left. You know what I mean? So I figure I'll take a big swig to really get started. But enough of all the chit chat. Let's get into the stuff y'all want to talk about. And we're gonna start with my work week. It was, I don't want to say it was a lot of work drama going on, but it was a little bit too much work drama for me. Starting off the week on Thursday when I went in, but I guess for one of my managers at the job, they're planning like a little surprise birthday party for her, or yada yada, whatever the case may be. Now, keep in mind, like I don't even know this is going on. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like for me, it's a job. I'm not somebody that's like rude to people. You know what I mean? Like, I'm respectful. I speak. All that stuff. But as far as like being friends with these people, like doing stuff outside the work, like you can. Look, don't expect me to be there. You know what I mean? It's no disrespect, but at the end of the day, it's like we all work together. You know what I mean? I'm only around you guys because we all have the same goal. We just trying to get some more money. So I didn't even know about the surprise birthday party. But when you work at a job, like you got like your normal manager and you got like the big boss that come down. You know what I mean? So anytime you see like the big boss, like it's about to go down. You know what I mean? Keep in mind, this is the same lady who did the hiring process for me. So even when I had my interaction with her, like I already kind of thought she had a bad attitude, you know what I mean? But it's probably, I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that she does do all the hiring process. So it's like she didn't done this like no exaggeration, like probably over 500 times already, you know what I mean? So it's like she treating everything the same, like okay, do this, it's simple, do that, do that. So like even then when I'm talking to her, like I got questions and stuff like that, and she making me feel like, excuse me. She make me feel like I'm dumb because like I don't know like what to do. Is like I get for you is like excuse me. I get for you like you do this all the time, but this like my first time doing this. So just like can I have just a little bit more patience from you? That's all I ask. But anyway, this is the same lady. So that's the only interaction I've ever had with her. So this is the second time that I've seen her since I started working at the job. And she gets out there, we having our little meeting like we do, every morning. But it's just different because she down there. Now she gets to going off about like respecting me and I go out of my way to do stuff for y'all and yada yada yada. Keep in mind, I ain't been there that long, so I'm damn near not even paying attention. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep it pushing. If it don't apply, let it fly. And that's how I'm thinking. You know what I mean? But like she would say stuff, and then she would look at me too. So it's like the first time it was like, okay, maybe it's a coincidence. You know what I mean? When you public speaking, you're supposed to look out to the crowd. Look at everybody that you're speaking to. So I give her the benefit of the doubt. But then she had said something. It's like some of y'all are new here and you don't know how we do things here, but y'all about to find out. She looking at me. See if there's anybody behind me. I'm like, okay, I'm still not really thinking anything of it. But the second when she said that, I feel like damn, like I feel like you kind of taking a shot at me. You know what I mean? It's like I don't got no beef with you, but at the same time, like don't you be like I ain't got nothing to do with this. You know what I mean? So pretty much she just goes on about how like all this stuff is happening. She tries to do right for us, and we don't appreciate it, and we ungrateful, and all this other stuff. Now, keep in mind, I've only been at the job for 4 months now. I feel like anything you talking about what people have been doing, I kind of got to be excluded from most of the stuff you're talking about because I ain't been here that long, anyways. You know what I mean? But I mean, that was just an odd way to kind of start off the morning because I get like as somebody who is more responsible for the company, it's like you kind of got to keep everybody in check, you know. But I feel like it's the way you got to talk to people, and the fact that the only time she ever talked to us is like when you got hired by her, you know what I mean. Other than that, like you're not gonna talk to her, you know. So it's like when we see you and you just got some bad news to deliver, you know what I mean. It's kind of like that's gonna kind of make people feel away, you know what I mean. You can't just talk to everybody like that, you know what I mean. You might be making some of the people who actually do they job good. You might be pissing them off. You know what I mean? But you know, it's each his own. It was just an interesting way to start. Cause like I said, I don't. Like, I get everybody have their bad days and they get upset about something, but like kind of direct to the person that is directed at. You know what I mean? And even with that, like they still didn't even find out who had um who had told about the surprise birthday party. So pretty much it was we, you know, the workers kind of been talking. They kind of figure they know who it is because somebody likes to be a little bit closer with his managers than like other people. So it's all really just speculation, you know. But at the end of the day, like I said, I come in there to work and make my money and go home. I don't care about none of this extra stuff y'all got going on. Like, first of all, y'all ain't throw me no damn surprise birthday party. So why the hell would I care about y'all throwing somebody else a surprise birthday party? Now I'm not a hater. You know what I mean? If we gonna celebrate, we gonna celebrate. But like I said, at the same time, I've been there for 4 months. I started right around the time of my birthday. I ain't even getting no little. I ain't get like a free mug or nothing. You know what I mean? So it's like, man, y'all handle y'all business how y'all handle it. Like it's work. We don't come in here for all that extra stuff. You know what I mean? But other than that, I mean, it kind of smoothed out though, cause I've been having like this little situation with this girl that work at the spot. So I see her like when I come in. You know, every time I come in, you know, I'm respectful. Like I speak to everybody. It's a job in the morning. Well, it's kind of like afternoonish, but regardless, it's the morning. You know what I mean? So I speak to everybody. You know, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I speak to everybody. You know what I mean? So this girl, like I normally see, like you know, I'm trying to be very discreet about what I'm saying just for a certain reason. But you know, I see her in the morning. You know, as part of my process, I usually see her or I see everybody else or somebody else. You know what I mean? You know, like I said, I speak to everybody. Good morning. And this was probably about what's so third? I don't know, third. I'm getting my days. Hold on, rude. I'm getting my days mixed up. But regardless, it was just, I'm respectful, you know. But like she pretty much was like kind of put the full court press on me. It's like, oh, you come in here every morning. You know, you respectful. You're not gonna ask for my number. It's like, damn, we live in a world now. Like you can't even be respectful to women without them thinking there's anything else. Now I'm not gonna make it seem like she bad. Like she ugly. Like she probably like a 7 on a good day. But like my thing is, I don't mix work pleasure with pleasure. You know what I mean? Like that's two different things. Like you're not gonna make me feel uncomfortable at my job because you know things didn't work out, and now you giving me. You tell me to do the wrong stuff or point me in the wrong direction just because you bitter about something else that happened. You know what I mean? But I mean, that was cool though. You know what I mean? I don't be laying the Mac down when I'm at work. I'll be chilling. I'll be something, comfortable. You know what I mean? I don't really be thinking about stuff like that. But it was just funny, like, because this interaction happened like shortly after. So this had to have been Thursday after, the situation happened with my manager. And it's just like, damn, it's like one person mad about a surprise party. This person mad because, I'm being polite. It's like, man, y'all with me. I don't know. I just don't know what to say. Y'all something else. But I think I was telling you guys last week about how I'm about to start this new job. It's the winter time too, so like if you in Northeast Ohio in the wintertime, this is the perfect time to stack. You're not missing nothing. Everybody in the house hibernating, unless you like to go out to the clubs and stuff like that. Like for me personally, like I don't like where I'm like a black bear for real. When the winter come, I'm in the crib. Like don't ask me to do nothing if I gotta be cold at all. You know what I mean? Like if we can go chill at a house, like somewhere warm, but I'm not going. And then I got white friends who they got this little bar in Lakewood, and it's like an outside patio, but like they be having like the space heaters, and the homies love going to that. It's like, man, first of all, I don't even drink like that anyway. So it's like, as far as going out to the bar, no. And then I'm outside in the cold, but I got space heaters. Now, if I was drinking, that'll probably keep me warm. But I don't drink, so it's really no point. But anyways, like I say, this is the perfect time to sack up your money in the wintertime. That's why I got a second job. Now, the second job, I'm driving, so I'm transporting kids with he describes it as like as mental needs, but it's really kids with special needs. You know what I mean? Some little can be autistic, and mostly that there are some kids that are in wheelchairs as well. It just depends on what route you're. I don't think I have kids like that, but like there are a few kids that have the wheelchairs as well. And then a lot of it's just kids with behavioral issues. Pretty much, they used to be on the big yellow school bus, physical, arguing with the bus driver, yada, whatever the case may be. They put them on the little bus. Put them on the little bus, same problem, and then they get to us. So pretty much we got these vans, we pick the kids up, boom, drop them off at school. Now, before I was already, like I said, I used to work for Amazon, so like I don't mind driving like that, you know what I mean? Because like for Amazon, I used to be in a truck, 10, 12 hours a day, you know what I mean? So as far as driving, that don't really bother me. So I went in yesterday for I had a little ride along or whatever, and it's really not bad. It's really just a couple hours too. So I have like a morning shift, and then I have like an afternoon shift. So like the morning shift, I got to be there at 6 a.m. That's the only thing, mad early. But I'm kind of like a morning person, anyways. I like to be productive in the morning. So I mean that'll still end up working out pretty well. And then depending on where my route is, I'll pick up again. So I'll go back around like I think like 1:30 or 2 o'clock to go pick up the kids again. But like it's really a smooth process. Like when I was doing it yesterday, it's like pretty much we picked up two kids, boom, we take them to school. They had to be there at 7 a.m. We pick up two more kids, boom, we got to get them there at 8 a.m. Boom, we got two more kids that got to be there at 9 a.m. So like we picking up kids, boom, driving 20 minutes, driving back, picking up more kids, boom, driving out. So like really, it's not nearly as many trips I used to take for Amazon, and it's less taxing. You know what I mean? Like I know some people like when it comes to like having jobs and stuff like that, it's like oh like a job is a job. You know what I mean? But like for me, I kind of want to do something like a little bit more meaningful. So I think that's why this job had really stuck out to me because at the end of the day, it's like see with me, I don't have patience when it comes to adults. You know what I mean? But like when it comes to kids, like I definitely have a lot more patience because they haven't had enough experience to figure out how they can express how they feel. And then, I mean, I'm grown now, but I remember being a kid, like being stressed because, like, damn, everybody is always telling me what to do. No matter where I go, somebody is always telling me what to do. And then, like, nobody's understanding about what you go through as a kid. You know what I mean? It's not nearly as serious as the stuff when you're an adult, but I mean, it's crucial to say the least, especially in those early parts of you being a kid and like developing and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm definitely excited about doing this job. I mean, it's nothing too crazy or too taxing either. So I mean, that'll definitely be cool. But I mean, just working with some kids. You know what I mean? I definitely have the personality to be able to work with kids. I mean, I get along with my nieces and nephews and other kids. And I think that just for me at least, I'm really just like a big kid anyways. You know what I mean? So like when kids be trying to have fun, it's like man, I'll be trying to have fun too. You know what I mean? And like as I get older, it's like now you got to do like the only way you can really have fun is if you drinking or something like that. The kids they just be turned off a couple pixie sticks and be ready to go. You know what I mean? It's like I play with my neighbor's kids. Like it's funny. My neighbor, his dad, he was telling me he's like, man, the kids think you so cool, and he just started laughing. I was like, what you mean? He's like, man, they say you got a Nike Tech, you throw the football around with them, and you got a dog. They think you so cool. I'm like, see how simple it is for kids, you know what I mean? With adult, it's like, and nobody gonna think you cool just because you might wear the same clothes or you got a dog or whatever the case may be, or somebody they think you cool just because like you older and like you throwing the football around with them. You know what I mean? Like I don't care. I'm not about to play with you for no 5 hours, but like we throw the football around like 20, 30 minutes, and that's gonna make their day. You know what I mean? So I think with me is either to kind of I don't want to say relate to kids because we don't have that much in common, but I can understand them a little better obviously than they can understand me because I've been where they were before. They've never been where I've been. So it'll definitely be exciting. Like I said, I'm dealing with kids with behavior issues too. So hopefully, like I don't get like snuffed while I'm driving. You know what I mean? Because we picked up this kid. He was kind of big. I don't know how old these kids are, but this kid is probably like 9 or 10. He's probably like. I only say big because like he's only a little bit bigger than me, but he's probably like 5'11", but he's probably like 200 wide body. I was like, man, I ain't gonna lie, like if he swing me when I'm driving, he ain't gonna knock me out. But I ain't gonna lie, that boy might stun me a little bit. That boy big as hell. I ain't gonna fake. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated with that. But like I said, it's a winter time. Time to grind, stack, get some money up, and then come summertime, have a blast. I got a lot of stuff I'm trying to get done before the summer comes anyway. So like, I'm really in grind mode. You know what I mean? I talk to you guys a lot about like how I really don't go out much or don't hang out. You know what I mean? I just saw the homegirl, and that's the first time I really been out and like hung out with a friend, and probably like I was over. This was around. It was like a day before Thanksgiving. I went and hung out with my homegirl. You know what I mean? But even then, it's like the same stuff. I went to her crib. Me and her sister, we was smoking and all that. So it's like I'm not going out the house to do nothing crazy. And I'm not just leaving out the house for anybody. Like I'll leave out the house to see the homies and like people I really rock with. But it's like, man, I'm not just outside to be outside. And I think you guys listen to enough podcasts to know that by now. Mm. All right, so excuse me, we're going to be moving on. Usually I like to split this into two. I talk about the stuff that's going on in my life, and then I go with the mainstream pop culture stuff. But before we get into the pop culture stuff and then hit a commercial break, there's one also thing I wanted to talk about. Because we're all getting older now. Most of my audience, I looked at the analytics, is 25 to 34, so we can all relate to this. But topic I want to talk about, and is reheating old relationships. Now, I'm not just talking about, boyfriend, girlfriend. I'm talking about friends as well. Not coworkers. We don't really rock with coworkers for obvious reasons. But I want to know how you guys feel on reheating old relationships. You know what I mean? Because I can speak from my experience myself, personally. As far as relationships and friendships. You know what I mean? Like in a relationship, like I'm not going back. Like once we break up, you know what I mean? Like that's pretty much over. Now I have had times where I've had situations where like it's been a break here, break here, break here, and we got back together. And at the end of the time, like it just never ended up panning out. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people what they go through when it comes to dealing with old relationships like that is like once you're away, like once you're kind of out of the cycle for a while, you're kind of missing like that void of that person. You know what I mean? Whether it's excuse me, whether it's good or bad, once you've been away for something for so long, you kind of forget how it truly was. You know, and then you start to get a little optimistic, like, oh, maybe it could work out, yada yada yada. At least for my situation, it never works like that. Anytime you've had any type of relationship with somebody, and there's a period of time where it's like some question mark what was going on, I feel that's always going to be hard to come back from. You know what I mean? Even if you are kind of on that high of the good times, eventually that high is going to come down, and then you're going to have to deal with the problems that you're probably originally dealing with anyways. You know what I mean? Because for most people, like, you're not going to see change in a couple of weeks. You know what I mean? Like, real change takes months. You know what I mean? And even for me right now, I'm still dealing with like real change, like trying to get to like the best version of myself. But even when I was in that situation, I'll be away from this girl for a while, and it's like, okay, like, we ain't been fighting like that. And then it's like, okay, we're not talking as much. And then we get to a stage where it's like, okay, we're talking a little bit, we're not fighting. We're talking a little bit, we're not fighting. And every day, it just gets a little better and better and better. And then you get back to the point, it's like, okay, back to the honeymoon stage. But all that shit is going to go right out the window once someone has like a little bit of an issue, you know what I mean? All that resentment is gonna come back, and that's just for relationships with boyfriend and girlfriend. Even like friendship relationships, those are also hard to reunite. You know what I mean? Especially like if it was some disloyalty, some trust, like some lying, anything like that. If you lie in any type of relationship, whether you're dating the person or you're just friends with them, that's always going to be detrimental to the relationship. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you having respect for somebody is also having trust. Those are two things that kind of run hand in hand. You can't really have one without having the other. You know what I mean? Like you can't respect somebody but not trust them. You know what I mean? You can't trust somebody but not respect them. You know what I mean? It's like kind of like a two and two thing. You know what I mean? So like I don't know. At the end of the day, when it comes to reheating them old relationships, kind of leave it where they're at. You know what I mean? Take all the good moments, take all the bad moments, put all those together, and whichever one has the most, then you lean that way. So if all the bad weighs out the positive or the good, no, leave it alone. But if the positive outweighs the bad, still don't do it. It's not gonna be worth it. You got the trust issues, you got the problems. Like, just don't do it, y'all. I'm trying to help y'all out. I'm gonna save y'all the heartbreak because I already went through the heartbreak trying to reheat these relationships. They don't work. But sometimes you gotta learn for yourself, and if you gotta do that, I'm not gonna blame you. But like I said, that was the rest of the stuff that I want to talk about involving moi. But obviously, we're gonna talk a little bit more about moi because like this is my podcast. You hearing me? But we're gonna get to the mainstream stuff. But right after this commercial, yeah, sure. And we back in this thing, back on commercial break. Thank you guys for still tuning in. I know sometimes when you get that commercial break, you're like, oh man, I ain't about to keep watching. I'm gonna find something else. But if you save the little 50-second, 30-second commercial break, I appreciate you. But if you got the YouTube Premium, you don't even gotta get a commercial. So anytime you want to hear me talk a little bit more, and I'm just spitting that real and you don't want to take a break, just buy the little YouTube Premium. You always get more shiboy. But moving on to the mainstream stuff, we don't have that much to talk about. This is more going to be a podcast focused on me. But like I said, I always am consistent and I say true to what I do. I speak about me and then I give you guys some mainstream. I keep it real. You get the point. I thought I was gonna have some because left, right, hand in hand, but I ain't had no hand to go with the other hand. But whatever, we in the thing. Joe Budden was on this podcast saying that Young Boy's music is trash. Man, Joe Budden, he's very good at what he does just because for the simple fact he's good at like saying stuff that he knows is going to get a reaction out of people. Like you remember Joe Budden had went viral for screaming at Yachty back in the day for not knowing, his like how his deal or his record deal was structured, his contract or whatever the case may be. So Joe Budden definitely has a history of doing stuff like that, but just started saying Young Boy's music was trash. He didn't just say it one time. He just kept saying like Young Boy's music is trash, Young Boy's music is trash, yada yada yada. Now, Young Boy ended up responding in a fashion that you think Young Boy would respond. It's kind of going off on him, and then even Birdman stepped in to say something to Joe Budden about talking about Young Boy's music. Now, Joe Budden's whole thing about why he said Young Boy's music was trash, because he was trying to say that the labels were promoting him, and that's how he ended up getting so big and yada yada yada. Now, any of you guys that don't know how the music industry works, it's kind of like any other partnership you assign, you know what I mean? You sign with somebody, they may have a bigger name, they're known specifically for doing this one thing. They're willing to pay you money for it just so you can be other than their platform to make them bigger. So that's exactly what happened. Under the label that was doing just that. And keep in mind, Young Boy's been on since he was 16. He's 22 now, I believe. So it's been a long time. Now, a lot of artists, they don't get the run that Young Boy has been having. The fact that Joe Budden is trying to say that Young Boy is having this run because of the push from the labels is it's completely false. You know what I mean? There's a list of reasons why so many people mess with Young Boy and mess with his music as well. Me personally, it's just Young Boy drops a lot of music. You know what I mean? Like, not this the era where a lot of people I'll say like a lot of the big artists there are so secretive. I give Playboy Carti for an example. Like Playboy Carti is super secretive. You know what I mean? Like he dropped an album. This was a whole lot of. It was last year or 2 years ago. He had dropped like he didn't even promote his own album. That's like me recording a podcast and me not posting it to my story, not posting it on Snapchat, chat, not posting it to Facebook, not posting it to Twitter. It's like you that mysterious that you won't even post like your own work. Like that shit is weird. You know what I mean? But it's like, as far as Young Boy, he's one of those artists that people actually like his music. He actually puts out good music, and he gives us the content that the fans want. You know what I mean? So I mean, I think Joe Budden just is just simply out of touch. You know what I mean? He's kind of an old head and is I don't know. He's probably annoyed by the fan base, but at the end of the day, you can't be mad at the fan base because I mean he makes good music. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. Young Boy is obviously a bit of a nutcase. You know what I mean? But just because you don't like his personality, like you can't hate on the music. You know what I mean? Like y'all don't give Chris Brown that same energy, despite what he does or how he acts towards people. Like y'all don't give him that energy. Or when I say y'all, I'm speaking on Joe Budden specifically. You know what I mean? Because he likes to pick and choose at certain artists to go at, and it's usually the ones that are super popular, or he just goes after the ones that are super new and super green to the game. But shout out to the young boy because honestly I think YoungBoy is definitely is misunderstood, and that's something I also learned through this podcast that came out as well. The $1 million worth of game with Gilly, but Gilly had asked YoungBoy like he's like yo like YoungBoy like yada 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 like I'd be dope if you with Dirk because Gilly and Wild they fuck with Dirk as well. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people in the industry that really like YoungBoy and really like Dirk as well. But it's like it's just such this famine mentality that like oh, you got to be one or the other. You know what I mean? Like y'all see, I got my young boy shirt on, but like, I don't get involved in like the beef. It's like, oh no, I'm not messing with her. I'll play a young boy song after a Dirk song, after a YB song, after a Dirk song. Like it don't matter to me. I ain't got nothing to do with me. Cause you know why? Cause when I got issues, young boy and Dirk ain't helping me out. You know what I mean? So why am I gonna get involved in what y'all got going on, and y'all not gonna get involved in what I got going on? That's just ultimate meat riding. You know what I mean? Like it really don't make no sense to me. But Young Boy has said that he was willing to do, he was willing to headline a concert with Dirk. You know what I mean? And which I heard that I was definitely surprised because how the media plays it makes it seem like they really don't get along. You know what I mean? Um, but honestly, it really had nothing to do with Young Boy because it's over the Vaughn situation and Quando's situation. But at the end of the day, like Young boy ain't lose nobody on this side from that situation. Dirk had lost somebody from his side, so it's like if anybody should keep that same energy, it should be Dirk. It's like these people responsible for getting your man. You know what I mean? It's like you gonna be cool with them. Like I didn't dare like I would want to see a young boy and Dirk do a song together. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Like I said, I'm not. I know some people that are like super fans. Like don't get me wrong. Like I mess with YB. Like my iMusic or my Apple Music replay just came out. I had 7,000 minutes of Youngboy, and then I had like the next person was 1,000 like 1,200 hours from Doughboy. Shout out Dope Beezy. But yeah, I don't know. Hopefully that's not just more gaslighting. That's like actually real, because like Youngboy is kind of a head case. Like he'll say something one day and then he'll be completely against it another day. So I guess we'll really just have to find out how all this plays out. Oh, please do not lay down on that. In other news, Krishan and Jaden Alexis linked up. Now, what does this mean for Blueface? Now, Blueface, he keep it peak, so he already know what time it is. But anytime you got a situation when you dealing with a girl, you stop messing with her and you start messing with the girl that you was really originally messing with, to go back to the other girl and then go back to the other girl. Anytime you bouncing back and forth like that with women, and then you see them together, cheesing, hanging out, laughing, period, bro, it's over with, bro. Like that, like, bro, you got to chalk both of them. That's just gonna be more drama for you. And obviously, when women get to the point like that, where it's like, okay, he playing both of us, and they mad at each other. But when it gets to the point where they start to realize like they shouldn't be mad at each other and they should be mad at you, that's when you really got an issue, my boy. Because no matter when you choose to bounce back and forth with either of them, their loyalty no longer lies with you and it lies with each other. And that's when you're gonna always have an issue. Surf Blueface, baby. But I don't know. You a pimp? You'll figure it out. But that's just what's been going on. Like, I mean, it was a situation. It just happened a couple days ago, and I guess Krishan was supposed to be watching the baby, and she was out at the club, and she had like her best friend watching the baby, and Blueface had pulled up on her and like put her on IG and like was embarrassing and stuff like that. Man, I ain't gonna lie, that was funny as hell. He was talking about, man, hey Jaden, you gonna get your ass whooped as soon as we get to the house. Yeah, Jaden got a mean fade for you. I'm like, damn, like he's about to get real. But like I said, like shortly after this, or no, the stuff with Jaden Lexman happened before the stuff with the baby. So like I don't really know how that's gonna play out. You know what I mean? I don't really like to get too caught up in what they got going on because at the end of the day, it's a mess. Literally the new Bobby and Whitney, but they're saying the headline. But I also like you can take a lot from this situation too. You know what I mean? When you see any females, taking sides for Jaden Alexis or Krishan, man, leave both of them alone. Those are girls who are thriving for drama. Stay away from the girls. They ain't got nothing to do with it. But like I was talking about with the meat riding, with the young boy stuff and the dirt stuff, it's like, man, y'all can't do the same thing when it comes to the women as well. It looks corny when men do it for celebrities, and it looks corny when women do it for celebrities too, because like these women only famous because of the people that they both of these girls are only famous because of Blueface. Everybody's talking about Krishan Rock was a star. She was a star. It's like, yo, no disrespect, but Krishan was literally homeless before she started doing that ratchet show on Blue Girls cover, whatever the case may be. All the girls left. The only person I didn't leave was Krishan because she didn't have no place to go. So by proximity, she was just hanging around all the time. Obviously, what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like I'm a man myself, and I'm celibate, but at the same time, like if we're gonna be around this long, we might as well just Anna. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm not gonna get too involved. That just a couple more things before we head out of here. Top Thrill 2 is coming 2024. Now, a lot of y'all listen, like Top Thrill 2. Now, for the people that's in Cleveland, how people know that the original Top Thrill Dragster, is a ride in Cedar Point. Now, Cedar Point is a legendary. I'll put it like this. When I was down in Orlando, it was a lot of people that lived down in Orlando that hadn't been to Disney in years. You know what I mean? They live so close by, like they kind of take it for granted. That's kind of the same thing with like people in Ohio with Cedar Point. It's a nice amusement park, but it's also so close because like so you'll take it for advantage. You know what I mean? Like some people will take a trip just come out to Cedar Point. But like for us, Sandusky is like 2 hours away. You know what I mean? Like that's a day trip. You know what I mean? You can leave. Ooh, excuse me. You can leave like 8 o'clock in the morning. Get there at 10. Leave there at 8. Get home at 10. It's not a whole. It's not a whole trip because we already live here. But still improving, still upgrading. They're bringing a new ride. Now the original Top Thrill Dragster they had was bogus to say the least. Constantly getting caught. So like Top Thrill Dragster is a ride. Exactly how it sounds. Top Thrill Dragster. You in this like little fake little you gonna have to move. You gotta move. Come here. You in like this fake little over here. Come here. No, nothing. You're in this fake little race car. You know how they do? Like they do like the little house high designs, but like they all just little shopping carts with designs. So boom, Top Thrill Dragster. That boy go to 220 miles per hour in like I don't know, like a second or something like that. You get in, zoom, you up out of there. The problem with the Top Thrill Dragster is, first of all, the line is long as hell. If you don't have a fast pass, this is back before they even started doing the fast pass. Even with a fast pass, you're probably gonna wait like half hour, 45 minutes. That ain't bad. But a line, regular pass, like some broke shit, you gonna wait like 2.5 hours. Now keep in mind, the park is open for like, I don't know, like 10, 12 hours. I think it open at like 9, 10 a.m. or something like that. Now keep in mind, you wait in line for 2.5 hours for one ride, bruh. You wait in more lines that long, you gonna ride like 6 rides at Cedar Point. You know what I mean? That's it. Like put it like this, you ride the Top Thrill Dragster twice back to back, bro, they're gonna half your day right there. You know what I mean? But like I said, like that, the problem is, boom, you got a long wait, super fast. But the problem is it goes super fast, and it's like this big drop you gotta go over, right? I'm talking about big. It's probably like 500, like I don't know, like 500, 550 feet. Boom. You go up there, but the problem is, obviously you go fast. You're supposed to go right over the hump. Man, people were getting stuck like right at the top. And he said, oh, well, I'm sure. No, bro, they was stuck, like people be stuck there for like 25, 30 minutes. You know what I mean? I got to unlock the ride and then you going to ride slowly down. So if you thought going down a roller coaster fast was bad, just imagine going down a ride. You at 500 feet high and you got to slowly just roll all the way back down. Hell no. That's why I ain't never rode that ride. I ain't gonna lie. When that ride had first opened, I was young. I was probably like, I don't know, like 7, 8 years old. So I probably wasn't even big enough to ride that. To be honest, I probably wasn't big enough to ride the top third attraction. So I was like probably like 13, 14 years old. I'm keeping honest with y'all. I was like the runt of the group, so I always been small. But I don't know. Once I saw that ride get sucked, like I said, I got trust issues. You know what I mean? I saw that boy get sucked once. I never wanted to ride it. And all of the times I went to Cedar Point after that, it would constantly get stuck. And my sister, she used to work up there, you know what I mean? So she used to tell me back then, it's like, yo, like the top third attraction, like always getting stuck, you know what I mean? So it's like, damn, it's like, yeah, I'm cool on the top third attraction. But shout out to them for bringing the new ride. They had just put a new ride in like a couple years ago. Like they put in new rides like every so years, you know what I mean? Because like now I'm getting older. Like, I'm 27 now, so it's like I've been going to Cedar Point since Cedar Point's probably been open longer than I've been alive. You know what I mean? But it's like it's good to see that they're constantly like upgrading the rides that they need to upgrade. And I mean Cedar Point is it's an event. You know what I mean? Like even for like during Halloween, they have like the Halloween weekends. So, like the whole park is pretty much like a haunted theme park, whatever the case may be. Like you can still ride the rides as well. You know what I mean? It's not like it's just only haunted house. Like man, you go ride the rides, all type of stuff, and it's best because like Halloween's around is October, so it's like that's when it started getting dark early. So it's like you get a couple hours of just riding rides in the dark. But like I said, it's definitely a nice little vibe. But I definitely got to get back up to Cedar Point. Maybe I'll go this summer. Maybe go vlog or something like that. Take a couple of the homies, and we go to Cedar Point. But last couple things before we get out of here. Sorry, I know it's rude to be pulling on my phone on podcast because y'all can't see what I'm talking about. But like I always tell y'all, it's just me here. So sometimes I might have to check something, might get like a little idea, might just pop up to me. I might get a text, and your mama might text me. I got to text your mama back. Your mama be when I don't text her, but whatever the case may be, let's get on to it. So, segment, one of my favorites, one of the few segments that I got. But the segment's called Things I Briefly Care About. It just quick little, sometimes fire rap, maybe slow, depending on what the topic is. Just talking about things that I cared about a little bit, but not enough to put it in like the main topics to really talk about. But first we got actually I'll do that one last. First we got Kyle McCord entering the transfer portal. That's the OSU quarterback. I mean, kudos to him. He didn't have a bad year, but I mean, in terms of Ohio State, he just didn't have a good year. You know what I mean? Out of other quarterbacks that we've had in like the last, decade. No, okay, century is 100. Last couple decades, as long as I've been watching Ohio State football, this is the least Ohio State quarterback that we've ever had. We always got a dual quarterback, somebody who could throw a little bit and run. This dude, he was a pretty good passer, but I mean, not having that mobility in college football is going to be tough. You know what I mean? Unless you're just like, I don't know, a stud. You know what I mean? And then we got Kevin Fitzgibbon, the cameraman, I was suspended. This is the cameraman, like when Tyreek Hill, it was a couple weeks ago, Tyreek Hill had scored a touchdown. He had ran, and the cameraman, Kevin, he's a part of like the NFL now. Like he got a whole long story. Go look it up. His name is Kevin Fitzgibbons. If a lot of you guys haven't heard of him, go check him out. He's got a pretty interesting story. But he really just grinded. He played football when he was in high school. He ended up getting hurt, and then he started like making videos for his basketball team. So that's pretty much his journey, just making videos for people, flying out, making free videos for people, and that's kind of how he was able to network. He used to do some filming with Tyreek Hill when he would do some training in the summer or something like that down in Florida. So they would always link up and stuff like that. Now Tyreek has this is his second season playing for the Dolphins, and that's where this kid Kevin I believe is from. So they officially got to link up this year. Like okay, all the time it's like yo come to the game, yada yada yada. The NFL ended up getting him a job. But after Tyreek had ended up scoring this touchdown, he ran up to the kid Kevin that's always recording at the game, got a phone, boom, took a backflip. Now, Kevin didn't have any idea this going. Like, keep in mind, like, he had cameras. So, like, he recording with his actual camera. He might record his phone. He just so happened to be recording with his phone. Now, keep in mind, they did find Tyreek Hill for doing the excessive, because you're not really allowed to grab and take props. Anytime you see the football games, like, Tyreek Hill did the one time with the camera. He went behind with the camera operator, and he was, like, kind of panning. They have, like, when they have the big I forget the thing, the people that ring the bells outside of Walmart ask you for change. Like them people, the Salvation Army. They be having like the little bucket for the games, help donation. The players are jumping in, stuff like that. They get fined for. So like that's something that you're not allowed to do. So this kid ended up losing his job for it, and it just came out that Tyreek Hill is going to be paying the salary that he would have got for the NFL because Kevin ended up getting suspended for the entire season. Now Tyreek Hill did get fined, but he also didn't lose, the rest of the season, which this cameraman did. So Tyreek Hill, out of respect, is going to pay the salary for him, and I'm sure it'll come with something more work for him to actually get paid for. But shout out to Tyreek Hill because I mean the NFL is bogus for that. You know what I mean? You want to let players celebrate. You know what I mean? But then like you punish certain people that you shouldn't even be punishing. You know what I mean? If you want to give the kid a fine, like give Tyreek Hill a fine, all right, cool, do that. But like you made him lose his entire job of the season, which is not an easy job to get anyway, working for the NFL, as you would probably expect, and you got rid of him for something one of your star players did. But keep in mind, the NFL also posted the clip of Tyreek Hill doing the backflip with the phone. They also posted that clip, you know what I mean? So it's like you suspended this kid for the entire season for taking the video, but you posted the video on your guys' main account. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't know. I was a little odd to me to say the least. But and then last but not least, we got the GTA 6 trailer dropped. They haven't dropped the last time GTA was dropped, I believe, was 2013. So it's been about 10 years now. Okay, so there's been a lot of talks about the trailer, yada yada yada, for the past about a year and a half now. Now they finally dropped the trailer today. When I'm recording this on Tuesday, they dropped it today. And guess what? If y'all was waiting for that new GTA 6 to come soon, it's not. It's not dropping until 2025. Now keep in mind, we still got a couple days left. Got about three and a half weeks left of December until it's 2024. So keep in mind, we got a whole nother year until 2025. Now you think they're gonna drop GTA 6 on January in 2025? Hell no, that shit not coming until like spring or summer of 2025. So all this big hype for this game to come out for the trailer, just from them telling that's not going to be dropped until 2025. And that's why I really didn't even get that excited. You know what I mean? Because if they was planning on dropping the game sooner, they would have announced that the trailer was happening months ago. You know what I mean? Which they didn't. It was kind of hinted at it. Some inside sources were saying that it might have been coming soon, but they didn't put a stamp on the actual date. So I think they would have told us like, yo, back in February, yo, okay, in December 5th, we were dropping the trailer for GTA 6. All right, that gave me a little bit of hope that the game is going to be coming out soon. But the fact that they just kind of dropped the trailer, like it's been kind of rumbling for like the past 3 weeks that like seriously it was going to be dropping. But through all the rumblings, they finally drop it just to make us wait for another 2 years. I don't know, y'all the millionaires rock star, but come on, we need that GTA. Y'all been, bro, it done been 3 new systems done came out since the last GTA. You know what I mean? It's like how the system's coming out faster than the game is. You know what I mean? Like, come on, Rockstar, get on y'all ish. Now, before we get out of here, this little, it's not even the segment. It's something I like to do to get the brain chopping, to get the grain, all that good stuff. And there's only 3 cards, but I can't shuffle anyway, so this is how I shuffle them anyways. I close my eyes, rub them up a little bit, and then pick. So what we got? Boom. We got, oh, okay. Would you rather date a cool girl who's 25 pounds overweight or a hot girl who is a religious nut? Just make this simple. Make this question very simple. 95% of guys would much rather just date a cool girl. You know what I mean? Like, them girls that be hot, super hot, like, damn, like, straight out of the magazine, they don't be having no personality. And I'm sorry to the pretty women. I'm not trying to disrespect y'all. Definitely beautiful, but as far as like being in a relationship, you want to be in a relationship with somebody who's actually going to, make you laugh. You're going to enjoy doing stuff with them. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. So I don't think and it's saying 25 pounds overweight. It's like, okay, if she's naturally 120, was she like 145? Or she's naturally 100 pounds, she 125? Come on, big girls need love too. I'm a man. I like love. Let me stop. I like to keep this boy PG in this mud, But yeah, moving on. I'm gonna take the girl with 25 pounds overweight, and shout out to all the hot girls who are a religious nut. That got a hot religious nut. I'm gonna bring on for y'all. Well, y'all would say she was hot. She decent, whatever. Okay. Would you rather spend the rest of your life blind or inside an Olive Garden? Um, I'm trying to think. Obviously nobody wants to be blind, but I had a situation with this girl, just like I don't even know how to explain, like my fucking life partner or whatever, but like she loved Olive Garden. So like we used to always go to Olive Garden, you know what I mean? Every time we go to Olive Garden, I would leave full, drunk, and horny. With that being said, being inside of Olive Garden, I guess, wouldn't be too bad, but it just, I don't know, just give me PTSD. I'm just gonna be hungry or I'm gonna be full. Does that mean like if I'm stuck inside Olive Garden, it's like I'm just stuck inside of the establishment like they closed, or I'm stuck inside of Olive Garden like how they would naturally run their business? Because that's the case, I'm just be eating bread sticks, dropping deuces, and sleeping. I don't know. And how? Oh, the rest of my life? Yeah, I wouldn't mind that because I mean, at least if I had to be inside of Olive Garden, I can still see like some bad females that come in. If you blind, you can't even you can smell a bad female, but you can't see no bad female. You feel me? But last but not least, before we get out of here, um, This is a good one. I'm gonna say that one for next week. But with that being said, um, this has been another episode of the We Here Now podcast. I thank you guys for joining me constantly with me on this journey. Continually trying to get better just every week, just staying consistent. And I thank you guys for growing with me. Some of you guys have been here since the first episode. Some of you guys are just hopping on. Regardless, I thank you guys for your support. I almost said I can't do this without you guys, but I mean I could, but I just pretty much be talking to myself. But whatever the case may be, we here now. This is your boy Mario, and if I could, and I'll talk about this again. This will be the last time I talk about it. I already said in the last episode what you got to do if you want to be a guest. This will be the perfect week to start because I am dropping this tomorrow. By the time you guys see this, it will be a Wednesday. But I talked about in the last podcast what you guys need to do if you want to be a guest on the podcast. I'm not going to tell you, but all I'm going to tell you is if you are watching the episodes of the We Here Now podcast, don't tell me that you watching the episode and you're like, man, I watched the whole episode, all 55 minutes, and you didn't talk about what you got to do to be a guest. You're lying. Yes, I did. And I remember exactly which episodes I talked about it. I talked about it specifically in 3 episodes. Most recently, go to the last couple episodes and you're going to hear me talk about it. But that's been another episode of the We Here Now podcast. Don't forget, let me get a like, a comment, and a subscribe. And a like, a comment, and a subscribe. Y'all thought I glitched out. No, sir. Yes, sir. It's been another episode of the We Here podcast. Yes, sir.